My title is Curator of Music Collections, and I basically buy all the music for the library. It has this very large collection of rare manuscripts, rare score editions, and rare books about music. We participate in auctions in Europe, and we buy things from antiquarian dealers. Our rare materials stacks is called Case X.
Why Case X?
I don't know. It's just, that's what they called it when I arrived.
Cool, all right. Right behind you.
When I use this key, this elevator is made temporarily unavailable to the public so that we can go up and get access to the internal part of the second floor. Here's another French Baroque score from 1724. The stamp says Bibliothèque du Roi, Palais Royal. This is an engraved edition, so that means that the engraver had to etch the notation into a copper plate. And of course he had to do it backwards so it would print out right. The copper plate would have been wiped with a ink that was not water soluble, and then they would have wiped it off with a towel, and the ink would remain in the impressions. Then they apply pressure and push the plate into wet paper. And so you can see there's actually a plate impression here in the paper, and there's a kind of a burnished appearance. This is the cage where our manuscripts are kept. So this is where the Rameau lives, in here. I showed you some printed materials out in the other stack area, but those are not necessarily the only ones in the world. There are probably 4 or 5 or maybe even 10 copies in various libraries around the world. But a manuscript by its very nature is unique, so there's only one copy of this here, and that's why we take special care with them. This is a sketch for Beethoven's String Quartet number 6. Beethoven was just doing it to remind himself of his thoughts about this composition. He had no intention for other people to be able to read this. That's why it's so difficult to read. I guess you could say these are his first thoughts about this music that he composed. This is a theory manuscript from the 14th century, from 1375, handwritten on sheepskin. And it has some pictures of some musical instruments. And there's actually a vocal composition at the back, notated in a circle.
What's your favorite part about your job?
Can I have 2 favorite parts?
Yeah.
Well, the first part is forgive me, but it's like shopping with other people's money. Well, it is shopping with other people's money, and it's great fun to be able to do this. But then the other part is as a reference librarian to help people get access to these materials. That gives me great joy.
Are you a musician?
Yes.
And what's your instrument?
Well, I have an undergraduate degree in theory and composition, but my main instrument was piano. These days, though, I mostly sing. I sing with the university chorus. People often ask me if can anybody look at these materials. This library is open to the public. This is Le Temple de la Gloire. It's composed to a text by Voltaire, and it's a grand allegory that was meant to flatter the King Louis XV of France. The music is by Jean-Philippe Rameau, and I'm thrilled to be participating in this collaboration between the library and Cal Performances. Music helps us understand how people felt in their own time. The music reflects the expectations and standards of the people who were living alive in 1745 and would have gone to have seen this production at Versailles. Now, I'm not sure everybody's going to be interested in understanding what people in 1745 France felt like, but I think there are a lot of people in Berkeley and the Bay Area who will be.